personally, my approach as an architect is when we're given a site and a brief to look at, for example, from the council, probably in this context, the first thing I would advise the design team is empowering individuals, specifically ladies, women from marginalised communities or any community. They have to form the design team. So it's what we call community liaison, community integration, community involvement, so that they are with the design team from the first day of the project to identify, I would say, physical, emotional, psychological observations of the site in order for the design team, specifically probably the architects and designers and urban designers, to focus the design concepts around. So in my professional practice, that's what we would do, that's what we advise a client, is to work with the end users and the people that are going to use and habitate the space and bring them on board to help us design, generate concepts, design development, test out ideas, prototypes. We may even build semi-half-scale structures, and constantly getting feedback from them to identify how do they feel safe, what level of safety do they feel, what level of threat do they feel, and what is that threat, how can we mitigate that, eliminate it, to make them feel 100% safe at night and at the day. So that's what I would do. Yeah, because physically, when you look at the proportions of a built environment, the space between the buildings is very generous, separated by this, what is now a car park, but must have been some kind of probably green urban space, perhaps once upon a time. I wonder if there's any religious buildings around here cohabitated this space. But because of the physical distancing and the proportions, and it allows views from each building across in multi-directions, and it creates an open space that is also, there's a very clear boundary and territory around it, and then it's softened by the landscaping around the perimeter of that urban space. So you're starting to see layers of materials that are hard to soft, high to low, to the bottom of the ground. So I think if it wasn't a car park, it could be so much more nicer as a landscape space, but the potential is here. It's a much more positive, safer space, I would say, during the day and at night, with a lot of potential.